Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nusha Miminusha binti Zulkifli. My metric number is 271195. So today I want to present our group assignment with our topic, Managers' Motivation During Pandemic COVID-19. So basically, motivation means feeling enthusiasm for doing something. Motivation also can be defined as a mechanism for an individual's strength, direction, and persistence of action toward attaining a goal. Word motivation comes from word motive, which means needs, desires, wants, and drives within an individual. It's a method of inspiring people to take steps to meet the targets. As a manager, they should keep themselves motivated so that the workers will also feel the same. But for sure, managers are still a human being that have many feelings and sometimes can be less motivated due to various reasons, such as problems with the company, problems with the friends, or problems with the family members. So for this assignment, we had an interview with a manager from Mydris Enterprise, which located in Bukit Buntung, Rawang, Selangor. His name is Mr. Zulkifli bin Abdul Rahman, 50 years old. So Mr. Zulkifli word division is known as M&E, which is an abbreviation of mechanical and electrical. M&E in facility management simply refers to the mechanical and electrical facilities that are designed and operated by the facility management firm. Essentially, the role of an electrical and mechanical contractor is to manage, fix, and identify cable damage. Besides, he also do work such as installing air conditioning, fans, and lamps at home or in the workplace according to the customer demands. We had an interview via WhatsApp video call, and the interview session was held for 1 hour. So, based on that interview session, we have found 5 problems that Mr. Zulkifli as a manager are facing right now due to the pandemic COVID-19. Okay, the first one is difficult to work during MCO or movement control order. Due to the worst cases of COVID-19 disease, government of Malaysia have to run MCO or movement control order all around Malaysia. This is because they want to make sure that COVID-19 cases does not increase by much and become more worse. So people are not allowed to leave the house unless there is a serious need like purchasing daily needs. So as a result of MCO, many industries have been affected and many companies have suffered losses because of not being able to work as normal. This is include Mr. Zulkifli himself because he can't go for work as normal. Because people in the red zone like Selangor can't go or can't move to other districts or states to prevent these COVID-19 infections to become more worse. But he has jobs available in a variety of places such as Shah Alam, Damansara, Kuala Lumpur, and Kuala Selangor. Apart from that, he also have projects outside Selangor such as in Perak, Negeri Sembilan, and Penang. Due to job problems, he feels very demotivated because he can't go to work like he usually do due to the pandemic. As a manager, of course, this will give impact towards his motivation. So for the second problem is lack of job offers. This is because most customers who want to make a service provided by Mr. Zulkifli's company are afraid to call outsiders to come to their place, either in the office or house, because they are worried exposed to COVID-19 infection. This has affected his company badly because he experienced a big losses. Of course, as a manager, he feels stressed when it comes to losses in company that automatically affect his motivation in himself. This has led his motivation to be low at the moment that this pandemic arises in Malaysia. The third problem is difficult to pay employee salary because of the lack job offers. Mydris Enterprise, which owned by Mr. Zulkifli himself, had suffered a losses and make it difficult for him to pay the employee salaries. Even his salary as a manager also affected. Most of the premises were also closed due to the MCO. So Mr. Zulkifli was unable to perform certain services on the closed premise. This caused his work to be less and less. The effect of this action is that his company lacks of profit. Indirectly, this problem has caused him to lack of motivation to continue his own company operations. The difficulty supporting the family also caused him to lack motivation in himself. For the fourth problem, Mr. Zulkifli told us that his saving now is getting decreasing. Mr. Zulkifli said that he had to use his personal savings to cover part of the company's operating costs. As a result, his personal savings are decreasing. Of course, he had to use personal savings at his company as his company suffered a considerable shortage of profits and losses since the MCO was formed. The company's capital also have been used to settle important matters such as paying office utilities and paying salaries of some of its employees. So he also have a family that need to be supported day by day. He's worried about his saving because if the saving have been run out, how can he support his family? This problem becomes more worrying and makes him depressed and subsequently experience a decrease in self-motivation. The declining self-motivation has caused him to become increasingly worried about the current state of his company. The last problem that faced by Mr. Zulkifli is his mental health is impaired. He is worried about the safety about himself and his employees, but at the same time, he still needs to go to work so that the income is not affected. Concerns have caused him to think more and more, and his mental health also deteriorated due to the pressures. When our mental health are disturbed, of course, our motivation will go low. Same goes to him because he kept thinking about the healthy and safety about himself, his employees, and his family. At the same time, he still need to work to support his family and pay the salary of the employees. So I think that's all from me. So I will pass to the next presenter.
Patient metric number 262807. Now I want to present the challenge. In this assignment got 5 challenges. The first right now, the biggest challenge for the current company may be adapting to an environment where turbulence and uncertainty have become the norm. So COVID-19 is almost a persistent situation, and government and health authority around the world have warned that risk of a new outbreak. All companies should be prepared for frequently changing the regulation and guidelines that are designed to prevent the infection and safety. It's not clear when this situation will end, and it happened without any preparation. So this caused Mr. Zulkifli as a manager faced a series of trouble and financing problems at the beginning of its operation. So the second challenge, as you can see, is was retrenchment. As Malaysia is restarting all activity to revitalize the country economy, the country encountered a record daily peak of COVID-19 cases in October 2020 last year. So due to the sudden peak of COVID-19 case, the government implemented condition movement control. This is CMCO in KL, Putrajaya, Selangor, Labuan, and Sabah. So Mr. Zulkifli unable to complete the project as expected because all the projects are in different places. Some of them are in Shah Alam, Kota Damansara, Kuala Lumpur. So this unavoidable factor have caused the manager to lay off several employees to allow the company to reduce the unnecessary expenses. So we go to the next slide. Challenge that faced by the company was difficult to follow the SOP during working. Approach may take place at the workplace, on the way to work, on work-related travel. This may lead to greater risk of spreading COVID-19. So every company must prioritize this requirement for prevention of the spread of COVID-19, especially of all employer and employee in Malaysia. So in company Mr. Zulkifli, some SOP already missed and forget about need to do before working, such as temperature checking before start working for the day. Besides that, Employees also no further emphasize the prevention measure of COVID-19, such as social distance when switched to and from work, recording the body temperature, using mask when walking, frequently washing hands, or avoiding to the crowded places. So manager difficult to ensure that all of employees comply with these requirements. So the fourth challenge was all employees are no more sensitive to personal hygiene. The employee is not attention to their hygiene habit every day. So when employees are working, most of the employee not wearing a disposable mask, glove, and hand sanitizer. So the last challenge is difficult to manage remote work. In this IMCO stage, employee cannot take the face-to-face discussion about the project issue or learn some new tutorials. So online meeting are users who do not have a Wi-Fi in their home, so they have to use the mobile phone network package to attend the online meeting. So this indirectly cause some inconvenience and inability for employee to get used to the new learning mode. So in the past, all employees have meeting together and learn by hand, such as how to install the latest air condition. It was easy for employees to understand this teaching mode. So due to online teaching, manager also worry about a problem that's whether employee understand the content of the class or not. The manager worried that employees do not understand and use the wrong method to implement the project, so which will cause the entire project to become slow and delay the work efficiency. Uh, that's all for my part. I pass to my partner now. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Intan Nurfazrina binti Suhaimi. My mention number is 271040. Okay, I would like to share about the recommendation that manager can use to overcome the problems. The first recommendation for managers to overcome the first problem is create a culture of long-distance work organization. Managers can use digital platforms such as Google Meets to communicate with employees at any time, even they have to work remotely. This can reduce the pressure on employees and managers in finding other alternatives when they have worked during COVID-19. In fact, there are also some areas that are red zone, and this makes more difficult for managers and employees to meet face-to-face. Okay, the way that Mr. Zulkifli can use is Webex platform, Google Meet, and Zoom to hold meeting with his employee online to conduct performance on employee and job description. By using technology applications such as Google Meet and so on, this can allow all employees and managers to communicate virtually and can prevent the transmission of important information about the jobs to employees. In fact, Mr. Zulkifli also able to conduct online training on employees on how to repair and maintain air conditioner, lamps, and various electrical appliances properly. This can extend affect the performance of employees in providing the best for their customer in the future while reducing employee stress in face the lack of motivation. Next, the recommendation to overcome the second problem faced by managers regarding lack of job offer is Mr. Zulkifli should use the Facebook ads platform to promote the service offered by their company, but still comply with the rule laid down by the government if their employee need to serve customer physically. By using Facebook ads, managers can popularize their business in the blink of an eye. As business become more popular, it will become a community conversation, and indirectly, the number of potential customers will increase. When managers use Facebook ads, the effect is the same as advertising on television and newspaper, where advertising in these two mediums is patterned so that it becomes a public conversation. Through the Facebook ads, managers can tell as many individuals as possible about their business. If the company business becomes popular, it can increase the motivation of employees to continue provide the best service to customer. In fact, it also reduces the fear of customer in using the service offers by the company during the COVID-19. This is because all information related to the service offered as well as the SOP that has been set will appear in the Facebook ads. Okay, the next recommendation to overcome the problems of decreasing personal saving is that Mr. Zulkifli should use saving applications. By using the saving apps, all the retail spending planning will help the managers in understanding the spending habit so as not to be extravagant and not invest in the things that are not profitable for the company. It can limit the use of the manager's saving from continuing used to cover the company expenses. For example, managers can use Wave Account application. This application can allow managers to collect their expenses and income in different categories. In fact, users of this app also can create 12 categories for expenses and 5 categories for income. This type of application is still for managers who have more than one source of income, such as those who run several businesses at once. Therefore, with these applications, managers do not have to feel depressed due to the lack of saving. This is because this application will plan the expenses that the prospective managers will do. The next way to overcome the problems of difficulty in paying employee salary is that managers need to do employee reduction. This is because by reducing employees, managers do not have to worry about paying employees. As we all know, when this pandemic occurs, many managers suffer losses as a result of company not being able to operate as before. This causes managers to choose the best way by reducing workers. If the manager does not reduce the number of employees, the manager will have difficulty in paying the employee's salary. Unemployed employees will show unsatisfactory performance and the service provided to customers will also continue to decline. Therefore, employee reduction are the best way to overcome the problems of difficulty paying employees. The last recommendation to overcome this problem of impaired mental health is that managers can arrange an online counseling program with a counselor register for their employees. As we all know, with the advent of COVID-19, many employees are afraid to come to work, and some employees lack motivation because they feel unable to give their best to the company. This causes them to experience stress, and indirectly their work performance also decline. However, with this online counseling service, managers only need to register the names of employees who need this counseling service on the e-counseling website. This e-counseling service can help employees who have been referred by the employer to be motivated again and can accept change in the situation at work during this COVID-19. Also, there are many benefits of e-counseling if employer use it is flexible in terms of time and place. This means that online counseling sessions can be conducted anywhere as long as the place has internet facilities. For example, clients who are busy with work matters can make counseling sessions at home without having to see a counselor. In terms of time, clients and counselors can choose to conduct the sessions at the appropriate time. For example, if during the day both are busy, they can choose to run the sessions at night or weekdays. This can indirectly benefit the counselor and the client himself. This can reduce the stress and performance of employee in the face of change in the work environment. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Umar bin Sulaiman and my matrix number is 271359. Now I will explain the application of MyDrice Enterprise based on suggested solution that we are given into the company. Okay, the first implication that may occur into the company is company will stepping towards into digital world. This is because the company need to change of their work culture in organization by using technologies such as Google Meeting, Webex as intermediary medium to hold a meeting, deliver information and even conduct a training among their employees. This is a great solution to overcome the problem to work during MCO. This method is very beneficial to the employee and even to company. This is due to working online can reduce expenses for employee and company. Employee can save up their expenses by not spending too much money on their petrol and transportation when they are not commuting to the office or the workplaces. The telecommunicating also beneficial to employee because they can screen recording their meeting, so they will save the recording and they will rewatch it again, so they will more understand their work tasks and assignments. So the productivity of the employee will increase and the company will get more benefit from the production of the employee. Okay, for the second implication, the organization will more well known and the job offer will increase. This is because the organization using Facebook advertisement to promote their services to customers. Manager use some saving by investing in their Facebook advertisement to boost their profile page and their promotion. From this implementation, the possibility to gain more customer will be higher. Okay, in the same time, customer use other social media to promote their services into customers such as Instagram, Twitter, and maybe they use flyers to promote their services to customer. By doing this, manager assign tasks to control social media to selected employees. By that, manager using job enrichment technique to increase employee motivation by increase a job higher level possibility. Usually, a manager will assign someone who are very trusted and have a knowledge in technology. Although the salary of the employee is not increased, but the salary received in is accordance with the new job assignment given. For the third implication, the manager will be more disciplined and very careful in recording financial statement. According to their problem, with the manager difficult to pay employees' salaries, and we come up with the idea which is the manager suggested to use saving application. By using this application, manager will able to manage their financial of the organization. This is because the application is very useful, friendly of users. It's easy to everyone to use it, even for those who don't have basic accounts management. So by using this application, organization doesn't need to hire accountant to record their financial of the organization. So the organizer will save more money to other things. Okay, for the next implication is unemployed will be depressed and the company finance will be stable. This based on the suggested solution, which is employees reduction. Okay, this action are suggested because the company struggling in saving due to MCO. This method are used among employees that has potential and performance in this organization. As a result, Reducing expenses of salaries, payment of employee and financial organization will be more stable and strong, and the manager will be able to pay to potential employees and organization will continue operation. And lastly, the implication of the organization is increased employee motivation. This is based on suggested solution, which is organization make online counseling program due to employees' mental health is impaired. Implementing an online counseling program is very helpful in increasing the motivation and productivity of employees in their work tasks, because employees are able to express their feelings and pressure during MCO on the right channel and the right person, which is professional counselor. The professional counselor will give advices and suggestion to the infected employee. And by that, manager also can improve their. In conclusion, the performance and productivity of employee are depending on their desire and motivation at works. Thank you. That's all from me.
My name is Muhammad Zulfikri bin Abdul Halim. My numerics 271668. For the conclusion, the whole world is facing this very dangerous COVID-19 epidemic. Most companies are experiencing a huge drop in productivity and sales. This is more concerned with the motivation of the company's managers themselves to manage the steps and change the pattern of daily work in order to comply with the correct standard operating procedure, which SOP, due to these new norms. Based on the interview conducted visually through WhatsApp video call, various problems and challenges that arise to Mr. Zulkifli as a manager for Mydris Enterprise. This problem arises due to the decrease in self-motivation, which lead to external effects that adversely affect employees and companies, because according to Melayu SP Hasibut 2005, motivation is empowerment that create passion of persons work so that they want to work together, work effectively, and integrate with all their effort to achieve satisfaction. Other than that, according to Anwar Prabhu Mangkunegara 2007, motivation is a condition that motivate employee to be able to achieve a goal for themselves. Therefore, motivation is the more important for the manager in managing the company based on a new way of working, because with the motivation, the manager will continue to strive to achieve the ambition and goal to be achieved. So, proactive steps should be taken to solve the problem immediately. For example, creating an organization culture of remote working, using a variety of ways to motivate oneself, ensuring a hygiene workspace, and so on. Finally, motivation is a significant aspect to individuals regardless of managers or employees, because positive motivation will lead to the achievement of clearer organizational goals.